What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today I have a quick video for you guys. Wanted to talk about someone who I don't think has ever been brought up on this channel before, in Skip Bayless. And I think if you're watching this video, you know that Skip Bayless is a notorious LeBron James hater. Dude is basically paid to troll LeBron James and come up with any kind of negative viewpoint you can get of LeBron. That's what he's coming up with. And so the other day on Undisputed, the topic came up of the chances of LeBron playing with Bronny someday in the NBA. And I actually thought that Skip gave a fairly reasonable take on the situation. I thought he made some good points. I thought he was pretty realistic with what he was saying. But the people on Twitter didn't really, I guess, agree with what he was saying. They said that it was kind of hating / just kind of not appropriate to even be talking about a junior in high school like that. And so kind of wanted to make a video about it. Really wanted to hear what you guys had to say. Was Skip in the right for saying what he said, or was he wrong for it? Wanted to hear what you guys had to say, so leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And with that being said, let's get into what Skip said, and I'll just kind of give my take on it, I guess. So, like I said in the intro, the other day on Undisputed, the topic came up of LeBron James wanting to play with his son, Bronny James, someday in the NBA, and the chances of that happening. And Shannon Sharp, Skip's co-host, gave the chances of that happening as a 15% chance, I believe he said. Said that it's just really rare, that it would obviously mean a lot to LeBron. It would probably mean more than a championship at this point for LeBron if he was able to play with Bronny someday. And then you had Skip Bayless, and Skip Bayless essentially brought up some good points, I thought. He said that he gives it about a 25% chance of happening. He said that there's probably a better chance that LeBron is playing at a high level or still in the league in 3 years when Bronny would be eligible for the draft than maybe Bronny being a one-and-done type player. He brought up the fact that Bronny is a 4-star recruit. ESPN has him around the 50th ranked. I think he's like 48th, 49th, somewhere around there. 24/7 has him in the late 30s. And so he said, that's a 4-star recruit. 4-star recruits aren't typically one-and-done type players. They're normally players that have to develop in college a little bit. And even then, they're not normally your lottery type players. They're not normally your star players. They're players who end up being role players, maybe fill out the G League, players like that. It's not a guarantee as a 4-star, someone in those late 30s, early 40s ranking, to be an NBA player. It's just not guaranteed at those spots. And so he brought that up, and then they kind of got into a little bit of talking about Bronny and if he's gonna grow anymore or anything like that. And so overall, I thought that Skip gave a pretty reasonable take. I agree with what he was saying. I think that it is one of those things where at the moment where Bronny is ranked, it's not a guarantee that he's gonna be playing in the NBA. I think there's a good chance. And with the way that Bronny and his game have been developing, I think that he's getting better, and I think he will rise up in the rankings. But is he truly going to be a top 10 type player in his class? I'm not really sure. And so then that kind of leads into the discussion, I guess, of was Undisputed in the wrong for bringing this even up? Is it putting too much pressure on Bronny by bringing up that he's only a 17-year-old junior in high school, talking about can he play in the NBA? Is he good enough for that? Is that putting too much pressure on the kid that he doesn't need to deal with all that? And I agree in a sense that that is a lot of pressure. That's a lot to live up to. He's only 17. There's a ton that can happen within the next 2 to 3 years that could change his life, whether it's basketball or off the court or whatever. And so it's a lot of pressure. But at the same time, LeBron has came out and said that that's his goal, that it would mean a ton, it would mean everything to him to be able to play with Bronny. And so with LeBron coming out and saying that that's a goal for him, he's putting that pressure on Bronny, that Bronny needs to get to that level to help his dad, I guess, achieve a big goal for him. And so I think that there's nothing wrong with Undisputed bringing it up or talking about it because LeBron has brought it up before. If LeBron has never mentioned it before, if it was not something that LeBron has ever talked about before, then I do think it would be kind of wrong in a sense to bring it up. I think it's kind of comparable to the pressure that was probably put on like LaMelo Ball. We all knew about LaMelo Ball when he was 14, and LeVar came out and said that LaMelo was going to be the best of them and blah, blah, blah. And he put that pressure on LaMelo early, and it was talked about on those types of shows. And so I think it's kind of similar to that, and where the dad brought it up. He put the pressure on his son to get to that level. And I think it's worked out well for LaMelo, and I think that it's going to work out for Bronny. I think he's handled the pressure of being LeBron's son really well so far in his career. And I think that, you know, Undisputed, like I said, I guess the main thing was in the right for talking about it. I don't think it was wrong to bring that up. And I guess the last kind of main thing that they talked about Undisputed was Bronny's height, and that he's probably 6'2", 6'3" right now at the moment. And they talked about the potential of him hitting a growth spurt and maybe growing to 6'5"-ish if he could get to that. That'd be really good for him. And I've talked about that on this channel before, and that I kind of think that Bronny is done growing in terms of his height. I think he's still going to fill out physically and get more, you know, muscular, put on weight, all that stuff. But I think height-wise, I think he's probably done. I've talked about it before that the people that hit those late growth spurts when they're 17, 18 years old, they're normally not the kids that are windmilling at age 14. They're doing crazy dunks, all that stuff. Normally, when you're windmilling at 14, 15 years old, you're kind of done, I would guess, physically growing. The people that hit those late growth spurts, they're the tall, lanky kids who can't walk and chew gum at the same time. They're still filling into their bodies, and then they hit that late growth spurt. Like, they brought up Anthony Davis. I doubt Anthony Davis was windmill dunking when he was 6'1", 6'2" guard or whatever it was. I just don't think that was the case. And so I think Bronny is probably capped out in terms of height. Maybe another inch he can get to like 6'3", 6'4". But I just think that he's been around this 6'2", 6'3" height for a while now. And so I think he's probably done growing. But those are just my thoughts. He's LeBron's son. Anything's possible. They got the best science in the world. They could be giving him something to make him grow. Who knows? Anything's possible. But those are just kind of my thoughts on the whole situation. Thought it was interesting that it came up on Undisputed. And like I said, I thought Skip gave some reasonable points. But leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me know if you think that Skip was hating. Was he in the right? Was he in the wrong? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And I'll talk to you guys later.